Most people see Roblox as a colorful world of blocks and endless imagination. But for Leo and Oliver, it was something more. It was their sanctuary, a place where distance didn't matter, and where a digital friendship felt more real than anything in the physical world. But sometimes the people we meet online aren't who they say they are, and sometimes a profile that should have stayed dead comes back to haunt the living. Today we're diving into a case that started with a heartbreaking loss and ended with a discovery so chilling it changed how thousands of players look at their friend list. What happens when a friend who passed away suddenly logs back in? And what if the person behind the screen isn't a ghost, but something much more dangerous? Within Roblox, there are millions of abandoned accounts, graveyards of digital memories. But some of these accounts hide a dark secret. This is the story of Leo and the friend who wouldn't stay gone. So, grab your wonderful little coffee, leave a like on this video, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss these terrifying cases. Now let's go back to where it all began. The story begins with two boys, Leo and Oliver. They were inseparable. Leo lived in a quiet suburb in Ohio, while Oliver lived hundreds of miles away in Florida. Despite the distance, they spent every single day together on Roblox. They weren't just players, they were creators. They spent hours in Build a Boat for Treasure in Brookhaven, building a world where they were the heroes. Leo was 13 and Oliver was 14. They shared everything, their secrets, their fears and their dreams of one day meeting in real life. Leo's parents often heard him laughing in his room late at night. They were happy he had such a close friend, even if that friend was just a username on a screen. Oliver_Blue09. For 2 years, this was their routine. Every day after school, the green online light would flicker on, and the adventures would begin. They were so close that Oliver even shared his password with Leo, and Leo did the same. It was the ultimate sign of trust in the digital age. But on a cold Tuesday in November, the green light didn't turn on. Leo waited. 1 hour, 2 hours. He sent messages on Discord, no reply. He checked Oliver's Roblox profile. Last online 24 hours ago. A day turned into a week turned into a month. Leo was heartbroken. He thought maybe Oliver had just grown tired of the game, or maybe his parents had taken his computer away. But the truth was far worse. One afternoon, Leo received a message on Facebook from a woman he didn't know. It was Oliver's mother. With a heavy heart, she told Leo that Oliver had been in a tragic car accident. He hadn't survived. Leo's world shattered. He spent weeks staring at Oliver's grayed-out avatar. He would visit their favorite spots in Brookhaven alone, standing in the places where they used to hang out, crying silently. He kept Oliver on his friend list as a memorial, a digital headstone for a brother he never got to hug. 1 year passed. Leo was now 14. He still played Roblox, but it wasn't the same. He had other friends, but he never deleted Oliver. Every time he opened his friend list, seeing Oliver_Blue09 at the very bottom, offline for 365 days, gave him a strange sense of comfort. Until the night of the anniversary. It was 2000, and Leo was about to log off when a notification popped up in the corner of his screen. A notification that shouldn't have been possible. The notification read, Oliver_Blue09 is online. Leo froze. His heart started racing. It's a glitch, he whispered to himself. It has to be a glitch. But then the chat box opened. Oliver_Blue09 said, "Hey Leo, did you miss me?" Leo's hands began to shake. He stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Was it a hacker? Was it Oliver's mom? Or was it something else? He typed back, his fingers trembling. Who is this? This isn't funny. Oliver passed away a year ago. The reply came almost instantly. I know it hurts, Leo, but I never really left. I've been watching you this whole time. Don't you remember our secret spot in the woods? I'm waiting for you there, right now. Leo felt a cold shiver run down his spine. The secret spot was a hidden area they had built in a private server that only the two of them knew about. No hacker could know that. Against his better judgment, driven by a mix of terror and a desperate hope, Leo joined the server. As the map loaded, he saw it. A lone avatar standing under a tree. It was Oliver's avatar, exactly as it looked the last day they played. No hats, no expensive skins, just the simple blue shirt and messy hair. But as Leo moved his character closer, he noticed something wrong. Oliver's avatar wasn't moving. It was just staring. Then Oliver typed something that made Leo's blood run cold. "You look tired, Leo. Maybe you should close your bedroom window. The Ohio wind is getting cold tonight, isn't it?" Leo gasped. He looked behind him. His bedroom window was open, and he had never told anyone on Roblox exactly which state he lived in. Leo sat frozen in his chair, his eyes darting from the screen to the dark window behind him. How could a Roblox avatar know about his window? How could it know about the Ohio wind? He tried to convince himself it was a coincidence. Maybe he had mentioned the weather in a chat months ago, but deep down he knew. He hadn't. Leo typed, "Stop it. Who are you? If this is a joke, it's sick. My friend is dead." The avatar of Oliver _Blue09 began to walk in small circles around Leo's character, a movement that felt robotic and predatory. Oliver said, "Death is just a logout, Leo. I'm more real than I've ever been. Don't you want to see me? I'm so close now. I can almost hear you breathing." Leo's heart was hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. He reached for his mouse to close the game, but then his webcam light flickered, a tiny green dot on top of his monitor. It stayed on for exactly 3 seconds, then turned off. Oliver said, "You've grown a lot in a year, Leo. That blue hoodie suits you." Leo looked down. He was wearing a blue hoodie. At this point, the reality of the situation hit him like a physical blow. This wasn't a ghost. This was a predator. Someone had not only hacked Oliver's old, abandoned account, but had also managed to infect Leo's computer with a remote access Trojan. Panicked, Leo pulled the power cord from his PC. The screen went black. The room was suddenly silent, save for the sound of his own heavy breathing. He sat in the dark for what felt like hours, clutching his phone. He wanted to tell his parents, but what would he say? That a Roblox character was talking to him? He was 14. He was afraid they would just think he was making up stories to get attention. He eventually fell into a restless sleep, but the nightmare was only beginning. The next morning, Leo stayed home from school claiming he was sick. He didn't touch his computer, but around noon his phone buzzed. It was a notification from the Roblox mobile app. "You have a new message from Oliver _Blue09. He shouldn't have opened it. Every instinct told him to delete the app. But the curiosity, the sheer terror of wanting to know what this person wanted was too strong. The message wasn't text. It was an image link. Leo clicked it. His blood turned to ice. It was a photo taken from outside a house. His house. It was a shot of his front door, taken during the night. Attached to the photo was a single line of text. "I knocked, but you didn't answer. You were always a heavy sleeper, Leo, just like Oliver was." The mention of Oliver's name in that context sent a new kind of fear through Leo, just like Oliver was. What did that mean? Leo spent the rest of the day in a state of total paranoia. He locked every door. He closed every curtain. He kept his phone in his hand, ready to dial 911. He started researching Oliver's accident again. He looked for news reports from that day in Florida. He found the article Oliver's mom had mentioned. But as he read through the details of the crash, he noticed something he had missed a year ago. The police report mentioned that Oliver wasn't alone in the car. He was with an older family friend who had volunteered to drive him to the store. The driver had survived the crash with only minor injuries. The driver's name was never released to the public, but the report mentioned he was a tech enthusiast who had met the family through a local gaming club. Leo's mind began to connect the dots. A tech enthusiast. A family friend? Someone who would have had access to Oliver's room and his computer passwords. Was it possible? Was the person who caused the accident that killed his best friend now sitting behind a screen stalking him? That night the sun went down and the shadows in Leo's room seemed to grow longer. He was terrified to go to sleep. He decided he had to end this. He plugged his computer back in. He had to know the truth. He logged back into Roblox. Immediately, the join button for Oliver _Blue09 lit up. He was in a game called The Void, a simple, empty base plate with nothing but a single house in the middle. Leo joined. He spawned in front of the house. It was a perfect one-to-one replica of Leo's real-life house. Every window, every bush, even the scratch on the front door was there. Oliver's avatar was standing on the porch. Oliver said, "Come inside, Leo. I have something of Oliver's I want to show you. It's his favorite thing, and I think you're going to love it." Leo's character walked toward the front door of the digital house. Just as his hand touched the doorknob in the game, a real knock echoed through Leo's actual house. Someone was standing at his front door. Leo's heart nearly stopped. The knock on his real-life front door was synchronized perfectly with his character touching the door in the game. He sat frozen. Knock, knock, knock. It was slow, deliberate, and heavy. On his screen, the avatar of Oliver_Blue09 typed one last thing. I'm tired of the screen. Leo, let's finish this face-to-face. Leo didn't go to the door. Instead, he grabbed his phone and crawled under his bed, his breath coming in jagged gasps. He dialed 911. Someone is at my house, he whispered to the operator. They've been stalking me online. Please hurry. While he was on the phone, he heard the sound of his front door handle turning. It was locked. Then he heard the sound of footsteps walking around the perimeter of his house. They were heading toward his bedroom window, the window the ghost had told him to close the night before. Suddenly, his computer monitor, which he had left on, flickered. The voice chat icon on Roblox turned green. A voice came through his speakers. It wasn't the high-pitched voice of a 14-year-old boy. It was the deep, gravelly voice of a grown man. Leo, I know you're under the bed. That's where Oliver used to hide too, but hiding didn't save him. It just made it easier for me to find him. Outside, the sound of glass shattering echoed through the house. The intruder was coming in through the kitchen. Minutes felt like hours. Leo stayed under the bed, clutching his phone, his eyes fixed on the gap between the floor and his bedroom door. He saw the shadow of a man appear in the hallway. The shadow stopped right in front of his door. The door handle turned. The door creaked open. But just as the intruder stepped into the room, the night was flooded with red and blue lights. Police, drop the weapon. Hands behind your back. Leo heard a heavy thud, the sound of a struggle, and finally, the metallic click of handcuffs. Only then did he crawl out from under the bed, trembling so hard he could barely stand. The police led the man away. When Leo's parents finally rushed home from their late-night shift, the police explained the horrifying truth. The man wasn't a ghost, and he wasn't a random hacker. His name was Marcus, the same family friend who had survived the car crash that killed Oliver a year ago. Marcus had been obsessed with Oliver, and after the accident, he couldn't let go. He had taken Oliver's laptop from the wreckage before the police arrived. He had spent the last year studying Oliver's messages, his passwords, and his friendship with Leo. He didn't just want to talk to Leo. He wanted to replace Oliver. He had used the Roblox account to track Leo's IP address and used the webcam access to watch him, waiting for the perfect moment to recreate the friendship in his own twisted way. When the police searched Marcus's car, they found something that made the lead detective sick. They found a printed map of Leo's neighborhood and a digital camera filled with hundreds of photos of Leo at the park, walking to school, and sitting at his computer. Emmanuel and Sebastian's case showed us how a game can lead to violence between brothers, but Leo's story is a reminder of a different kind of danger. The digital world feels safe because there is a screen between us and the person on the other side. We think a friend is just a friend, but behind every avatar is a real person. And sometimes, that person is hiding behind a mask of blocks and pixels to conceal a monster. Leo never played Roblox again. He deleted his account the next day. He realized that while the games were fake, the scars they left were very, very real. Today, Oliver's account is finally banned. The last online status will never change again. And for Leo, that is the only way he can finally sleep at night. So guys, what did you think of this case? It's a terrifying reminder to always be careful who you trust online. Never share your password, and never ever tell a stranger where you live. If you want me to bring more stories about bizarre or terrifying Roblox accounts, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you're always updated. We'll see each other in the next video. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching, and bye.